Good afternoon, everyone. So let's welcome our next speaker, Karthik Pappu. So it's my pleasure to introduce him. So Karthik is a cloud security engineer, strong expertise in cloud security, enterprise storage engineering, PKI systems, and large-scale cost optimization. Throughout his career, he has worked on securing cloud environments and building reliable, scalable infrastructure for enterprise systems. In addition to his professional work, Karthik is currently pursuing a PhD in cyber defense at Dakota State University, where his research focuses on scientific machine learning and cybersecurity. So please join me in welcoming Karthik. Karthik, yes, now.
Hey, hello everyone. Hope you are having a great day. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Um, Today I'm going to talk about. Before starting, Kirti, can you see my slides?
Yes, yes, I'm able to see.
Okay. Yep. Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about a topic called as Beyond Test Case, a TMMi framework for achieving cloud security and least privilege. Um, uh, as Katie introduced me, my name is Karthik, and I'm a PhD student on cyber defense for Dakota State University. My areas of expertise and research currently are in scientific machine learning, AI agentic authentication authorizations, and even cost anomaly detection and using scientific machine learning. So in today's agenda, we are going to talk about uh, how security testing is done in most of the organizations, how cloud environments are born ad hocly, and discuss about the existing frameworks. Then what we are going to do over here is we are going to map TMMI framework, all the levels, what are there, level 1 to level 5 with cloud security. That's what we are going to map and discuss in this session. And we are going to even talk about a little bit about least privilege at the end, and a practical roadmap of how organizations can implement TMMI within their cloud security organizations or cloud environments. So I just want to set up a stage over here. Uh, what we validate before we ship a product, we test the product, we verify the security controls, we validate the buckets have the right policy. Buckets are nothing but security buckets, S3 buckets have the right policy. Are there some kind of security firewall rules implemented? Do pen testing, and we tick all those marks until let's ship the product. Product gets shipped, that is great. But once the product gets shipped, it needs to be updated constantly. There, the drift might happen because there's no consistency over there. Because it was done in an ad hoc fashion, there would be a drift from what was shipped and what was tested, and for the updates coming in. So so if someone tries to come and audit it, it's hard for them to get it audited. So they need to go wash and rinse and repeat to check are their policies right? Are their policies right in the test environment, dev environment, pre-prod, prod? There will be misses because there's no form of a maturity layer or not no proper governance. This is where we can utilize TMMI principles as a maturity layer for systematic and repeatable and have a proper validation process in cloud environments. So I would like to talk about how cloud environments are born. Because I see a lot of Reddit posts, people telling that okay, my BigQuery bill is around $200,000 or $100,000 or $50,000 for a student I have seen recently. What they do is it might be a startup, it might be a matured organization who are transitioning from on-prem data centers to cloud because they find a very good application like BigQuery, or they wanted to use some AI applications like Vertex AI, where they can spin up foundational models within Google Cloud or within AWS, they wanted to use some type of services. What they do is they take a company's credit card, swipe it, and then start up a project. So there'd be no clear delegation of ownership. Who creates the project is the owner, and he adds everyone as the owners of the project. They build the product is stellar, they ship it. Other teams learn the success, and what they do is they implement the same process, and they ship their products. After some time, there'll be hundreds of projects. This is what I've seen not only in startups but in mature organizations, where they have many projects which are sprawled across everywhere. It's not within the organization. Like, you can think it as, when you visualize it, it might be in one data, it might be in one within the organization, one would be billed to someone else, one would be having someone else's credit card. That's there'll be a sprawl of projects. There's no hierarchy, there's no security controls. When an event occurs, like a billing spike, or if there are no proper security controls, someone would use the project and spin up Bitcoin miners, and maybe they would know within a day or within a month they'll get a huge bill. That's what I read in Reddit posts, and I've seen it in organizations also happening. So this is a perfect example of a level one. TMMi level 1 mapping, where it's completely chaotic. They would know what has happened after the incident has happened. So, and this is the journey of how cloud environments are born, and they get burnt, and then they start trying to implement security policies. Before jumping into how TMMi is mapped to cloud security, I want to talk about the existing frameworks. We have great frameworks: NIST cybersecurity framework, we have ISO framework, and CSA cloud controls. These are great. They provide exact way to implement the cloud security controls, but they don't measure the progression. They don't tell that, okay, how we have progressed. There's no systematic progression, which lacks in these in this models. So what we are going to do is we are trying to see how we can introduce TMMi to cloud security. That's what is our agenda for today, and we'll see how we can integrate TMMi to cloud security. So I don't want to talk much about TMMi, but they have 5 levels. 5 levels, and what we recognize over here is there has been a lot of software testing in the past, and how software testing was chaotic and ad hoc and undocumented. That's how cloud security is right now. Cloud security is right now. And then what we are trying to do is we are trying to build a TMMi framework, mapping framework for key cloud security domains. Those are identity access management, organizational policy, which I'm going to go into details a little bit later, networking, which is a major role, data, tagging, data anonymizations and all those stuff, monitoring and testing. That is what we are trying to map TMMi to cloud security. Why this matters? Because when leaders want to know this current status of their maturity level, they need to know, where are we today? How do we know we are improving? Where should our next investment go? Those questions wouldn't be answered if you don't have a proper maturity levels mapped. You might be having cybersecurity frameworks and NIST frameworks, but you can't answer those without a proper maturity level. So what we are introducing over here is a 5-level mapping of TMMi with cloud security. So going into the details a little bit over in the slide, level 1 is Wild West, which I call it as no policies. Everyone uses their own credit cards, swipe it and create projects. Level 2 is reactive. Okay, they found out that, okay, they have a huge bill. What should I do? They start implementing controls. That's reactive. or they had a data breach, how to fix the data breach. That's level 2. You might be hearing about data breach incidents, that data has been exposed. That's likely because some teams were not having proper processes, some teams were following proper processes. That's level 2. Level 3 is nothing where all the teams within the organization are with all the projects, all the teams are within a security framework, and all the security policies are enforced equally across all the projects and all the organizations within the larger organization. The main thing over here is tagging is implemented. Tagging is data tagging, where what type of application it is production, non-production, what type of building it is associated to, which team building it's associated to, or what type of risk it's going on. Is it having a PIA data, non-PIA data? Everything is tagged over here. Level 3 tagging is required to move to level 4, and most of the organizations are in level 3. They do have some type of anomaly detection for billing spikes, and then they can react very quickly for anomaly detection in real time. Level 4 is where we have attribute based access, and then level 5 is optimized. Level 4 achieving level 3 is where it's quite tough. Level 4 is when level 3 is completely achieved. I would not go much into the details of this slide, as I discussed in the previous slide. With level 1 is chaotic. Everyone has owner access, and there's no centralized logging. There's no networking rules. There's no proper tagging. Projects will be outside the organization. It's chaotic. Level 2 is where they try to get things under control. You have service accounts, what you have machine accounts introduced, but you do have excessive permissions. Machine accounts means rather than users accessing the cloud projects, you will have machine accounts which are accessing the projects. That is better in terms of security, but even the machine accounts wouldn't have proper security controls. There'll be certain guardrails with the org structure. They are trying to figure out where to put which projects where in. There'll be some kind of networking controls which are mostly reactive. Data tagging might be there. When data gets leaked, they might do tag it properly, so on. So it's mostly reactive. Level 3 is, as I said earlier, is where most organizations are there and they are trying to achieve least privilege. Here, the roles are enforced. They might not be having excessive permissions. They try to remove excessive permissions from the users. There'll be a central team which will be managing identity access management for the whole organization. For the projects will be properly structured. Dev, test, non-prod, prod will be in separate folders, separate hierarchies, and separate security enforcement across those org structures would be imposed. They would be having a centralized network architecture, and even data parameters. Data parameters are nothing but who can access from where. Can I access my services from my home? Yes, with a VPN. Without a VPN, you can't. You can try to access it from some geolocation. You can't access from another geolocation. They'll try to implement those type of networking controls, and they in level 3 organizations try to tag the data, because data tagging is a foundation for security implementations at scale. It's a foundation for attribute based access. Attribute based access is nothing but who is accessing, where is he accessing, what type of level he is within the organization, which team is in the organization. There'll be many attributes tied so that the individual or a machine account can get access to that particular service. Tagging is the one of the core important aspect for all the things like identity access management, org policy, networking, monitoring, and even security tagging. Tagging is the most important thing to achieve level 3 properly and move to level 4. And then when we come to level 4, we have a attribute based access, and just-in-time access. Just-in-time access is nothing but if I want access to a virtual machine, I can get access to this virtual machine only for some time, till the time we need it. Once that is done, this access is immediately revoked. So there's no stale, there's no access privileges. As access escalation, privilege escalation is reduced with level 4. And then with organization structure, suppose if for example if a project is tagged from testing to testing, it's been tagged wrongly. It what would be is there'll be certain type of detections which would automatically happen with certain security policies which is implemented, and what would happen is the projects would be moved automatically to the right place, and then SLAs are properly defined, and there's no manual changing. In level 3, there'll be some manual changing where we would look at which projects should be placed where. But as we achieve proper tagging, level 4 is properly achieved, where we can exactly place the testing projects will be put in the testing location. Prod will be prod in the prod location. Prod will have more security permissions. Maybe testing will have certain different security permissions. We would try to achieve true zero trust in level 4. Zero trust is achievable in level 3 also, but a true zero trust will be achieved in level 4 with, as I am repeating, with tagging. The main thing over here with level 4 is that there'll be KPIs will also be in level 3, but in level 4 there'll be we will be tracking MTTR and MTTD, and the leadership will know the real-time risk posture. In level 3, you might have a delay, maybe a couple of hours or a day. Even for anomaly detection, for billing, for example, in level 3, if there's a billing spike, you might know in 12 hours. In level 4, you might know within like 10 to 15 minutes. Level 5 is where very few organizations are there. They would be implementing AI, ML, machine learning. They would be having a baseline of all the violations, and if the violations occur, it would automatically be adjusted. If the violations, if it's an unknown pattern, then human in the loop comes in. Security is on autopilot mode for most of the things. This is a reference map. I'm not going to go into much details on the reference map. There's a paper being published on this one, mostly in an IEEE conference in future. So it will be having more details on the reference map, and I'm happy to share the slides with anyone on the call. So this is a true mapping. This is a mapping of each and every from level 1 to level 5 between TMMi and cloud security. A lot of few things were not considered over here due to space limitation. So I just wanted to cover least privilege over here for a minute, which we already talked about. There's in TMMi we have level 1s to level 5. Level 1 chaotic, level 2, level 3 is where most organizations are there. Level 3, the organizations would try to remove viewer, editor, and owner roles and try to achieve least privilege in level 3. Level 4 is where ABAC comes in. That is a true ABAC, and JIT is considered as true least privilege, which is achieved in level 4. With a realistic roadmap, level 3 takes a while. If your organizations are in level 2, it takes a while for them, 18 to 3 years. Maybe it might be more for organizations to achieve level 3. The reason for achieving level 3 it would take a while is they need to change their CI/CD pipelines. They need to move to shift left. They need to implement tagging across all the things. So if resources is spun up, if there are no tagging, the resources can't even spin up. So those things all should be implemented in level 3. So what they do is within level 2, they want to move to level 3. They try to define the tagging strategy. They may have a tagging council, and they would have CSPM tools installed for continuous monitoring and get those reports and reach out to the organizations, reach out to the partners uh, to fix those issues. So in order to achieve their level 3 takes time, like 2 or 3 years, where you should have complete tagging should be in place. Your CI/CD pipelines, where the build infrastructure builds, should be having proper shift left philosophy, and proper KPI tracking should be done. Level 4 takes time, 3 to 5 years and plus. Level 5 is where very few organizations are there. Mostly the cloud security providers are in level 5. So coming to the key takeaways over here is we have very good frameworks: NIST, ISO, CSA. They provide us proper security controls, but they don't track the progression. That is where TMMi comes in, which tracks the progression. Most organizations, as I said, are in trying to achieve level 3 or in level 3. If they are in level 3, it's great. They try to even implement JIT just in case in level 3, but proper ABAC can be implemented in level 4, because we need to have multiple things aligned in tagging and other parts of cloud security. Cloud security should be achieved within level 3 to move to level 4. Um, so, uh, so um, you like having level 5 is quite tough, as I told you. If we can achieve level 3, that would be a great for organizations. And then uh, I'm done with my presentation. Please let me know if you have any questions.
Uh, yes, Karthik. Thank you again for the engaging session. So, we have two questions from the participants. So, the first question is: in your experience, what are the most common mistakes organizations make when implementing least privilege in cloud environments?
So organizations, so they think that removing the basic permissions, what we call it, because if anyone is familiar with cloud working on cloud environments, they think that when we remove the basic permissions like owner, editor, those basic permissions, they are achieving least privilege. Or if they are utilizing predefined permissions from the cloud providers, they were they think that least privilege is achieved. Least privilege is achieved when uh, we have right permissions to do the right job for that particular time.
Okay. And the second question is: looking ahead, how do you see cloud security maturity evolving as AI and automation become more integrated into cloud operations?
So achieving level 4 would become easier with the help of AI, because currently humans can't uh, basically, if they are humans can't control a lot of things, like if there are any incidents happening, auto remediation might not happen. Those things will be achieved by AI, not replacing humans. But if there's a breach happening or a exposed bucket, S3 bucket, if you have proper AI controls, they would be achieving level 3 properly would be helpful with AI in terms of TMMi. Level 4 would be easier.
Okay, so we have one more question as well. So, where do most organizations believe they are in the maturity model, and where do they actually turn out to be after an honest assessment?
So if it's a matured organization, they are between level 2 and level 3, even after an audit. If they are startups, they would be in level 1 or level 2. Because for startups, the main goal is to ship the product, not security. Security is an afterthought for them. So it's depending upon the organization and which region they are in or which domain they are in. If they are in healthcare domain, they need to be in somewhere between level 3 and level 3 plus to pass their audits. Um, if it's not healthcare or finance, they might be between level 2 and level 3. If it's a startup, they will be between level 1 and level 2.
Okay. Okay, then. So, thank you so much, Karthik, for the insightful presentation and sharing your expertise with us today. So,
Thank you.
and thank you, audience, as well. So, yeah, we can end the session here. Thank you.
Thank you.